Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Welcome back. It is exactly 9:34 a.m. and we cross over now to Rebecca. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I still can't get my tongue around that name. It's the old Port Elizabeth. Our
It's
guest
easier to
is
say
Nazley.
GQ.
Our guest is Nazley Leila Limbada Moodley, and she's from Young Hearts for Palestine. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the program.
Walaikum salam, jazakallah for having me.
How do I pronounce that, the new name for Port Elizabeth? What's the
I'm not
trick?
entirely sure. Just say GQ. That's what we stick to.
GQ. You guys are
Yes.
smart, I might add. Okay, lovely to have you on the show this morning, and very, very encouraged to know that you guys in GQ are also on the bandwagon and are also raising the flag for our Palestinian brothers and sisters regarding this current genocide. So, who is Young Hearts for Palestine? What are you guys all about?
So Young Arts for Palestine started just when COVID actually came about. It was in 2020. Myself and my cousin Zahra had the idea to bring more awareness of the Palestinian cause in our city. So we started our group with a few other ladies. So we have Zaida Meyer, Sodika Benjamin, and recently my sister Malia joined us as well. And we also have our mentor, Tasneem Fredericks, who's been in the Palestinian struggle for a while, and she helps us navigate our way.
So, of course, with from the 7th of October, things have spiraled totally out of control. And what we see in front of our eyes is a genocide of unprecedented, uh, unprecedented heights. We've never seen this in our lifetimes. And I'm kind of wondering how you, as young people, are feeling about the genocide, that you see the horrors of the genocide playing out, and how you are rallying together to make your voices heard and to make a difference.
I don't know what word we could actually use that would describe it properly. It's horrific and horrible, and every single day it seems like we see a video or a picture that's worse than the last. Um, what we find really disappointing in all of this is that people are still not aware, and people are still having their slogan, Save Israel. I'm not sure what they want us to save Israel from, because at this point, do they really need saving? I mean, the only people that need saving and freedom is the Palestinians. And I can't understand how people don't see that.
Okay, Nazli, just for the purpose of this conversation, can you tell me, are you still at school or are you a working girl?
I'm working our organization. Everybody's done with school at this point. So I am a teacher, but I teach online at the moment.
Oh, Alhamdulillah for that. So, of course, your heart is absolutely with the Palestinian children, the children of Gaza, who school is a distant memory in their lives and in their minds.
Yeah, 100% we're with them.
What are you guys doing to make your voices heard regarding the situation, the genocide playing out in Gaza?
We actually have been doing and we are doing a number of things. So we've had a motorcade last weekend, and then after that we had a cake sale. The week before we had a protest, and the week before that it was another protest. We also had a discussion at the South End Museum where we invited the public to join us, and we just had a discussion on Palestine, and we had a few poems being read as well. This weekend, we are having our big protest, inshallah. After the protest, again, we'll be selling cupcakes and some food. And obviously, most of our things are donated. And what we do with the funds is we send it straight to Gift of the Givers. And that is our way of supporting the Palestinian cause. Financially, at least we financially given something. And then obviously with the protest, we want to pressure the government to take a more firm stance on the Palestinian cause. I mean, it's taken them 1 month and over 10,000 deaths for them to finally make the decision to recall the ambassador.
And what if I'm really pleased and encouraged to hear that you guys have been so active from the start of this genocide? What sort of support have you been getting from not only Muslim people, but from the people at large in your part of the country?
I would say that majority of our support is from Muslim people. We do have a handful of other people willing to support, um, but majority of it is Muslim. However, we do remind everyone that this is not a Muslim issue. This is a humanitarian issue. But I think the more social media puts everything out there, the more support that we are getting. So we just have to keep pushing and keep doing our best. Even when everyone else isn't making a noise, we make sure to make a noise.
Nobody knows when this war is going to come to an end. We hope and pray that it is sooner rather than later. I spoke to a Israeli anti-activist, apartheid activist this morning. He's Jewish and he's an activist, and he totally condemns the genocide. He called it out for what it is, and he says it's a genocide. Um, I asked him the question when he supposes that this would end. And remember, he lives in Jerusalem, and he says, your guess is as good as mine. But let's assume it stretches out for the next 2, 3 months. What is the game plan as far as Young Hearts for Palestine is concerned? Do you continue to create the awareness via your protest marches and action?
Yes, we've been doing it for the last few years and we'll continue doing it for however long it takes.
Inshallah, the genocide does end. What then do you believe your role is going to be? How are you going to conscientize people, very especially non-Muslims, that there is still lots more work to be done regarding the upliftment of the Gazan people whose lives, livelihoods, futures, and infrastructure has been totally destroyed?
Well, one thing that we always remind ourselves and remind each other is that we will be the voice of the Palestinians. So we always echo what they say. So if whatever they need and they communicate with us, we will echo that. So if they need some sort of financial help to rebuild, we will rally our community and do that. If they need support in any way and every way, we'll do exactly what they need.
Prior to the genocide starting on the 7th of October, you have indicated that shortly after COVID or during COVID, Young Hearts for Palestine was formed. What sort of work were you doing during that time? I mean, now it is at its worst and they need all of the possible help. They possibly can in every means possible. More importantly, voices to be heard. Governments around the world need to realize that civil society is rising up in support of the Palestinian plight. But prior to that, what sort of work were you doing?
So we started off during COVID, and at that point, we had a picket outside the municipal offices. It was obviously social distance. We made sure to adhere to all the COVID rules. Everyone wore a mask, and it was our first one was very quiet. We had our picket boards, and we sat outside at distances apart. That was our first one, and then we had once obviously we're allowed to. We had protests. Marching from the same place that we're marching on Saturday, the Kings Beach parking lot, to the pier. And then we have had cupcake sales in the past, and we've donated all the money to Palestine as well. So it's been ongoing. We've had a lot of sit down discussions as well, with the help of the South End Museum. We hosted there, and we've hosted Palestinian people that have come, and we had conversations with them of what they expect from us, what they need from us, how we can help them. And then them just telling us about their daily struggles, because I think that's important. We need to hear what they have to say, what life is like, because when the media stops showing it, then everyone seems to forget. Oh, they think that everything's okay in Palestine, but it isn't, and it won't be until they are free. So we just continuously have event after event.
So, you guys in GQ, have you ever been harassed or booed or maybe pounced upon because of these ongoing marches and protest actions that you undertake all of the time? by non-Muslims or the non white communities and other communities in and around your area? That's question number one. And question number two, what are you guys doing? We as the Muslim community and the colored community understand the situation in Palestine, but I have also noticed by and large a lot of the white South Africans, or some of the white South Africans, and a lot of African South Africans are not quite sure what this is all about. How do we go about creating more awareness of the situation and educating them that what happened on the 7th of October was not a terrorist attack on the IDF? It was the Gazans or the Palestinian people that are uprising since the year 1947, since the first Nakba, to say enough is enough. We can't be subjugated any longer.
Well, to answer your first question, there was an incident at one of our previous protests where we walked past, I suppose you can call it a bar, and it was upstairs, so they were above us. And there was a woman who wanted to pour her drink on us. She had it out and she wanted to pour, but I'm not sure why she didn't do it. But in the end, she decided not to do it. So that was one instance. We've also recently gotten a few threats that ex-IDF soldiers will be joining us, and they I think it was a death threat. They said that they will bring their guns and all their buddies and they'll shoot us and they'll show us whatever they wanted to show us. So there was that. But most of the time, alhamdulillah, the people in GQ are very supportive. When we protest, they hoot and they make a noise and they shout, and it's been more positive than negative. So that's good,
Those
alhamdulillah.
those threats that you've had about being shot at, I do believe you've got to take them seriously, and I do hope that you have laid a charge against the people concerned.
To be fair, most of them are from these fake accounts on Instagram because it's
Oh,
comments where they will do it. And we have reported them and obviously gone through the necessary means. We also make sure that our protests, we apply for permission from the municipality, and then we get a police escort. So we have a traffic car in the front and at the back, and we have officers walking up and down as well. So in that sense, we do feel protected, but obviously we do need to take precautions whenever necessary.
well, good on you guys. Keep that flag flying as high as you possibly can as far as the genocide in Palestine is concerned. Please don't lose the momentum. Just keep it up. Much admiration to one and all in your part of the world. And Allah watch over one and all, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum salam.
Okay, that was Nazley Laila Limbada Moodley. She is a teacher. She is in GQ, as she says, because we can't get the pronunciation right. I'll try one more time. Gebeha. Okay, I hope that was right. And they're talking about protests for Palestine, international shutdown, and they've been very, very active, and may they continue being as active as always. It is 9:48 exactly. In about 8 minutes' time, we will be wrapping up. But before we do that, we are going to play a video clip. But I also want to share a media release with one and all. It's been issued by the Department of Basic Education, and it goes as follows. I'm sure a lot of you are aware of this. I tried to raise it with Sattu, but our guest was not aware of this. So let me share the media release with one and all, inshallah. And it goes as follows. The heading reads Response on the use of the term mandatory Palestine in the mathematical literacy paper 1, written in the October November 2023 National Senior Certificate Examinations. And the body of the media release reads as follows. The Department of Basic Education has noted concerns regarding the Mathematical Literacy Paper 1, which was written on the 3rd of November 2023. The department has since received numerous complaints on the use of the term mandatory Palestine in question 5.2 of the question paper. The department regards the use of this term in national examination question paper as highly unfortunate and regrettable. The DBE regrets the use of the term mandatory Palestine, which certainly does not take cognizance of the rooted political sensitivities surrounding the Israeli Palestinian conflict, and the DBE will put mechanisms in place to ensure that this unfortunate incident does not recur. Issued by the Department of Basic Education. And that exactly brings us up to 9:50 a.m. We are going to view a clip in a minute or two by I think this was heard on air Canadian Palestinian journalist Zahra Al Akhras. So let's take a listen to that clip, which will obviously bring us to the end of our show right here on Salam Media. And of course, Abdus Salam was running solo this morning because the rest of the crew, Alhamdulillah, went off to receive an award on behalf of Salam Media. So we will share that with you tomorrow. In fact, Brother Inayat Wadi will share that with you tomorrow. And of course, it is almost sign of time for me. Thank you for your company. Till next week, Monday, at the same time as always, it is Assalamu alaikum and Khuda Hafiz from me, Julie Ali.